Okay, so one thing you have to keep in mind when you are building your infrastructure in Azure, whether it's Azure, AWS, Google, whether it's you're building or migrating or extending those assets, what is the most critical factor you have to address? Cost, money. For each resource that you run, there's a cost associated with it. Storage, virtualization, networking, all cloud computing resources will have a cost associated with each. So if you are planning on setting this up, make sure you set up a budget and you want to allocate an amount for each resource or for all of your resources on a monthly basis. You don't want that cost to go over that amount for each month, and that is how you maintain the costs for cloud computing. So right now we have a resource group. So let's get resource group. And let's get our VM, AZVM. Now notice that I also, well, I just did it a second ago. Sorry, it was after I started the video, or I started the video after I ran this command. I'm installing the module on my local machine. So if I wanted to connect to it from or locally, I could just open up a command and go connect AZ account. Make sure you set up multi-factor authentication if you do that. Regardless if you're doing that or not, you still want to set up 2MFA. So this is my first time signing into this computer because I re-imaged my personal laptop I was using for college. So it did not recognize the device, so it prompted me for approval. So it's doing what it's supposed to. So there's the VM. I'm going to stop VM. And let's pull up the VMs while I'm doing this because it's important to need it. So right now it's running. So it's running, and it's money that will be billed to your credit card. So stop AZVM. VM name is, or is it Azure? Awesome. It's going to auto-populate with tab. And then the resource group name is, should be up here. If we go John, yep, there we go. Yes, we want to stop the virtual machine because that will stop allocation of resources. Very good. We were previously connected to it via remote desktop. That disconnected the session. So if we refresh, we should see status deallocating. It's going to take a few minutes. You see it's still issuing that command. And there is the remote desktop console. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to go in and delete the VM. Then I'm going to have to delete the Azure Virtual Network, and then I'm going to have to delete the resource group, right? No. All I have to do is delete the resource group, and that will wipe everything that was associated with that group. And that is the advantage. So obviously it succeeded. So let's refresh once more. Stopped, deallocated. Very good. Now I could just leave this stopped, or leave this as is, and it will not run up the bill. So cool. But because I set this up and you all have seen it, then I'm not going to want to leave it around. So Azure Virtual Networks are right here. Sorry. There is the virtual network, and the resource groups are up here. So let's get AZ Virtual Network. Oh, This laptop has about had it. You notice how that is outputting in a JSON format. So we're going to remove AZ resource group. Name will be John Billings.g, and yes. So now, hopefully, this Azure Virtual Network and the Azure VM will be deleted. So let's go back and look at virtual machines. And that's going to take a few minutes while it does all that. And very good, it's running. That finished installing, so now if I go to connect AZ account, we should see a Windows pop. Yep, there we go. And we're going to use another account for and I change this password on a weekly basis, so I'm most likely not going to be using this account anymore. So in fact, I will drag this down here. Very good. So we can do the same thing in here now. So you notice how John Billings resource group is no longer in here. That's because we deleted the resource group. And there goes the virtual machine, and it's no longer there. So, and the command completed. So that's it. That is part one of Azure cloud computing using Azure. So happy Halloween. Have a good one.